Yeah, hi friends, this is Wasim Ahmed once again with you, and as promised in my last video, I am here with you today with very important topic, which is your post-examination interview. And most of the fellows are not yet clear on many things about interview. Some of them are thinking this is another exam by NEBOSH, and some of them started preparing also for this new exam, but things are different. The interview is not your exam. The interview is only assurance of your work submitted to NEBOSH. So we'll be discussing all tips and tricks to pass the interview, what will be the methodology of interview, how you need to prepare for the interview, and all of those important things will be discussed in this video. And hopefully it will be helpful for everyone. So let's start. So friends, the most important thing is you need to clarify this doubt in your mind that this interview is only assurance to awarding body that the submitted work is your own work and it was not done by somebody else on your behalf, or there was no malpractice used while submitting this exam. So if you go back to my earlier videos, we were discussing malpractice policy of NEBOSH, and it is very much clear to everyone that your exam should be done by you yourself, and this interview is only assurance of that most important point. NEBOSH would like to assure that submitted work is your own work. It was not done by somebody else, or it was not done in an arrangement with your learning partner or somebody else helping you out in the exam. Secondly, you need to be clear on this point that this interview is not going to add any value to your grades. This will not be marked interview. It will be only assurance, satisfactory or non-satisfactory. In case of non-satisfactory, where the interviewer will have a doubt, where you fail to answer his questions related to your open book exam, then for sure it will not be a satisfactory criteria, and in that case for sure there are some actions by NEBOSH later on the interviewer's report. So you need to make sure that whatever you are telling him is the same thing which you did in your exams, so that there is no conflict. Also, you need to make sure that interviewer is a person who will be selected and approved by NEBOSH, and it will be a joint effort by NEBOSH and your learning partner and their learning partner, which will be the training center basically, and they are the one who will be deciding on interviewer, who will be the interviewer. So it will be approved by NEBOSH person. Looking at the mode of interview, the mode of interview will be online, and for sure your training provider will be informing you well before time what application they are going to use to take this interview. So you need to be very careful. You need to be downloading all those applications and checking them well before time whether they are working with you or not, and you need to be very well prepared on this with the proper internet connection, with the software downloaded and working condition on the day of interview, and this is how you need to prepare for it. So friends, if we look at the format of interview, it will start with the introduction part, and your interviewer will be introducing himself first, and he will be telling you what is his name and what is his role and what is the scope of interview and all those basic informations. And then he will be asking you few questions on your name, and on your identity also. They will be checking your identity, uh, and as it is very clearly defined by NEBOSH that your identity check will be done on one of the legal document issued to you as your identity. It can be a passport, it can be your ID card, national ID card with picture, it can be your license also with picture. So you need to provide here a photographic ID issued by government bodies on your identity, and you need to show this identity to examiner on camera so that he makes sure that yes, you are the same guy whom he is supposed to interview. Also, he will be checking your room conditions in which you are sitting for interview, so he might ask you to move your camera right or left or to the main door to make sure that there is nobody in the room who will assist you in the interview. And then he will be starting questions about open book exam, which are the typically content mainly he will be focusing on, and he will start asking you questions on the open book exam answers you have given in your answer sheet. For your information, the interviewer will have a copy of your answer sheet which you have submitted to NEBOSH. So he will be asking you some of the questions related to those answers which you have produced in your exam, and there should not be any mismatch. Whatever you have done, you need to be answering those things exactly. Then there will be end of interview and he will be thanking you, and that's it. But you should not ask him anything about results of the interview, because he is not the right person to give you result. His role is to only make sure that the submitted work is your work or not. And then finally he will be putting up some comments on your interview sheet, whether it is satisfactory or non-satisfactory. If non-satisfactory, what are the reasons he think it is non-satisfactory, and it will go back to NEBOSH for compilation of your final results. So this is how the whole process will move. So friends, if we look at the question formats of interview, this is the most important part of this video, and you need to be very clear on what kind of questions they will be asking you in interview. So they will always start with the very generic questions, and they might ask you how long it took you for exam, how was the preparation for exam, how was your learning experience with your learning partner and all that, just to create some, you know, easy feeling for you. Rather directly going to the subject, they will be, creating an atmosphere of relaxation for you. And this is how it will start. Then they will move on to the specific questions which will be relating to your answer sheets. So they might ask you a question from one of the question you solved in the exam. So they might take that one subject and they will ask you typically on content of the answer. So for example, if the exam was done by you and you prepared for the exam, for sure you will be reproducing the same things which you have written in your answer sheet. So this is the main thing where he is ensuring that yes, the submitted work is your own work. And then later on he will be moving to application questions, applying the concepts in the real life scenarios. So this is also very important part, and they might ask you how you may apply any area of exam at workplace. For example, one of the question can be that consultation is very good idea to improve safety culture within the organization. So they might ask you, what do you think, how you are going to use this tool in your own workplace to improve health and safety culture. So all of these things will be, just to ensure your mentality, just to ensure your approach to the answer. And this is how they will be making sure that yes, the submitted answers are your answers or not. So guys, these are some of the important tips for a successful interview with NEBOSH interviewer. And first of all, you need to be very much confident and you need to prepare well. No need for any formal dressing, suits and ties and all of that. Be relaxed, have an informal dressing, and you need to be knowing this fact that this interview will be conducted in English language, because this is NEBOSH requirement. Since the exam was in English, you need to be uh, uh, talking in English. You need your English understanding and all those things should be good enough to tackle with the interviewer. Secondly, you should be very well knowing your open book exam answers which you have given. Okay, so whatever answers you have submitted to NEBOSH, you need to have a full grip on those answers, because the ultimate thing is this is one of the important area you need to have a full grip, and you need to be answering those things exactly the same way, the way you mentioned in your answer sheets. Also be specific to questions asked. No need to open up with stories and all that. Whatever he is asking you, just stick to that scenario and just make sure that you are giving him the right thing which he want to know. Do not open new issues in the questions and answers. Okay, whatever you have mentioned in your open book exam, just stick to that main content, and always cooperate with the interviewer. If he is asking you to stick to some certain points, you need to stick to those points only. No need to be very much talkative and all that. And be polite. No need to get angry with the interviewer. Be polite. Even if you don't like something from his side, you need to be very much polite to show patience and all that. And be straightforward. If you don't know anything, if you forgot something, tell him clearly, I don't remember now. But don't tell him these stories. Don't tell him something which might not, which might not be matching whatever with whatever you have written in your answer sheet, and then creating a problem for you. Saying no is better than coming up with a totally different answer. Just to give you an idea on interview record sheet, this is mainly the interview record sheet which your interviewer will be filling during your interview. And if you can see on your left side, the first sheet, it is all information about you, your date of birth, your name, and all those basic informations. And then down there are few things he will be checking on your identity and all that. So he will be filling out all this information throughout. And the second sheet mainly relates to the answers you have given to him. So this is how he will be maintaining record of your interview, and this sheet will go back to NEBOSH for final results. So this is how it will look like. So friends, I think all the ambiguities are clear now and things are more simple now. And I wish every one of you to successfully pass this last milestone, which is your interview also. And hopefully there will be no trouble. And just don't panic. Take it, take it as a part of process. And this is how NEBOSH would like to make sure that the credibility of their qualification is not going to hurt, because online exams, they are quite easier mode of evaluations. But to make sure that the submitted work is done by you, this interview requirement is there. Just cooperate with the interviewer and be patient, be confident, get ready for your interview, have a grip on your answers which you have given in the open book exam, and best of luck. So guys, thank you very much and hope this video is informative, and we'll be coming up with new videos very soon, inshallah. Thank you.